Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, look where I am. I'm back home. That's right. I traveled back from my mom's today, so I'm back home in Alexandria, Virginia. And wanted just to let you guys know I made it home and give a big shout out and say thank you to all of you who came out to the last few days' videos. I went down, had a wonderful time at my mom's house. If you haven't been following, you might want to watch the videos from this last week. We certainly had a good time. So here I am back, trying to get back into the groove. You know, when you're away, you know, and then you come home, it's like kind of weird to like reacclimatize to your home and back to your old routine. Anyways, I'm doing all right. I'm home safe and sound and settled in. Anyways, well, welcome today. It's Tuesday, and we have a lot of new people here. So for all you new people, this is a Tuesday ritual. Every week we gather and we do a video called Messages from the Spirit World. For those of you who are new here, I am a full-time professional psychic medium. So I do readings as a medium, as a psychic for people. And Messages from the Spirit World is when each week I gather a bunch of letters and I do free mini private readings for people. Now, there is no charge to be on Messages from the Spirit World. A lot of people are saying, I want to be on it. How do I get on? Does it cost any money? Absolutely free. All you got to do is send me a question. You can put it in the comment box below this video, or if you want, you can write to me at my email at readings@robert-hickman.com. I'll put the link for my email in the info box below. Send me your letters. As I said, no charge. Now, for those of you who have really pressing issues and you want to go more in depth, you might want to consider investing in a private reading. I do charge for private readings, and you can visit my website, which I'll put the link below also, and go see my website, and you can read all about that. But in a private reading, basically, it's a lot more in depth. It's a full hour of you and me one-on-one going through all of the things you need to know from Spirit. I'm going to look at your past, present, future situations. I'll identify your spirit guides and bring messages. If any deceased friends or loved ones come through, I bring messages from them. We're going to look at your past lives and show you how that fits into your current life theme. We're going to explore each of your life themes, your mission, why you're here, what you're supposed to be doing. Also, I answer all your questions that you have as well. So I cover a lot of information in a private reading. So for those of you who've had readings with me, I'm sure if you know, you can tell people in the box below, you know, that I do cover a lot for the money, and I hope I do a good job. I think I do. I try to give the best I can. Well, you guys are great. So if you want to reach me for a reading, you can also, let me just tell you, call my office, 571-483-2112. Leave me a message there. I will get it. And you can also write to me again at my email, which I'll put the link below, readings@robert-hickman.com. All right, well, we're going to jump into our letters today, and I want to say thank you to all of you who've been watching and coming out to our messages video. Also, just want to add, you know, I'm one person. I get hundreds and hundreds of letters, so bear with me. Right now, it's hard for me to personally write back to everybody. I actually need to hire a whole staff just to handle the mail. So forgive me. I'm not ignoring you guys. I do actually read all the letters. I try to answer as many as I can. But if you're waiting to hear from me, please forgive me if I don't get to you right away. It's just one of me, and it's hundreds and hundreds of you. So thank you for your understanding and your patience. But you know, as I always say, listen to every letter. Even if your letter doesn't get read this week in Messages from the Spirit World, you might hear a letter similar to yours, and you know, the Spirit will work through other people's letters to reach you. So I've had many people write me and say, you know, Bob, you were talking to John Smith in Kansas, but I live in New York, and my name is Jim, and I swear that that could have been my letter. The Spirit will work. So if you feel like the Spirit message is coming through to you, it most likely is. You see, because the goal of the Spirit World is to reach as many people as they can to help them on their journey. So they'll work through many ways to reach you. So be patient with me, but be open to listening and receiving whatever Spirit brings, whether it's directly for you or not. Because really, I think ultimately, all the messages that come through are ultimately for all of us. You know, that's what I think. So anyways, thanks for being here. Well, before we get into the letters, let's just pause Let's center ourselves. Everybody just get comfortable. Let's close our eyes, and just for a moment, let's attune to the spirit world. Okay. I hear my spirit guide, Fletcher, back here. He's over my shoulder. He says hello to all of you. All right, our first letter tonight is from Hayden Burgess. Hello, Hayden. Excuse me, guys, I'm losing my voice. You know, I don't know about you. Whenever I travel, either on a train or a plane, public transport, it always seems to dry my throat out. I don't know. Do you guys have this problem? I'm dehydrated. I've been drinking water all day, and I'm still feeling dehydrated. So bear with me. All right. Our first letter is from Hayden Burgess. Hayden says, "Hi, Bob." Hi, Hayden. I'm new to your channel, but I know it's Tuesday and time for messages from the spirit world. You already got our system going. You know the plan here. Thank you. She writes, "My questions are, who are my spirit guides, and do they have any messages for me? Peace and blessings to you. Love, Hayden." You know, Hayden, when I step into your light, first of all, I have to tell you, I'm getting a little bit of dark blue light around you. This tells me you've been in a bit of holding pattern for the last few months. You're really ready for some change now. And I'm picking up two spirit guides around you. One is named Sirian, S-E-R-I-A-N. Sirian is the way it shows it to me. I believe he's like an angelic being or an ascended master type. But he's here to help you. And he says that he's helping to process healing, emotional healing, like you've been feeling stuck here. And I get a second spirit guide around you named Bess. And it's funny, when I see Bess, she's dressed like in a beautiful sparkling gown. She's an older woman, and she's got on her head, it looks like a big kind of a pointy silvery witch hat. She has a wand in her hand that sparkles. She's literally like a fairy godmother type. And you've got these two spirits around you, Sirian and Bess. And I hear them saying, they're saying, tell her that she's going to move forward. They're asking me to talk to you about the new year around January 2018. This looks like this is a big transition time for you. And both of your guides are coming in to help give you that push to start anew. I almost feel like there may come up some issues here around schooling or job change. It's almost like you might be going back to school or doing a career change that's going to require some education. And both of these guides are just giving you kind of a lot of power, a big push to go forward. And they're sending a lot of love to you. They're really both beautiful, sparkling in white and silver light. And they're showing me here a look on your aura, because when I move beyond that dark blue light around you, that's the holding pattern light, I'm then getting a lot of white light and silver and yellow, which definitely tells me that things are going to improve financially for you. It looks like there'll be some money for schooling as well if you want to do that. So be open to new learning, new opportunities, new career focus in the new year. But Sirian and Bess are your guides. I hope that helps. Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right. Our next letter is from Bobby Richard. Bobby Richard writes all the way from Austria. Hello, Bobby Richard. He writes, "Dear Bob, thank you for your great YouTube channel and inspirations." Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. I really love you and your work. And what you have done for all of us. It is amazing. Bobby, you're very kind. Thank you. You know, I love YouTube. I live to do YouTube videos. I do. You know, I do. It's my passion. All of you are my love. You're all my family. Bobby writes, he says, can you tell me more about my current mission here on Earth? And tell me about my spirit guides. Thank you, and keep on the good work. Peace, love, and reflection, Bobby. Hi, Bobby. You know, Bob, I have to tell you, when I step into your vibration, I'm getting a lot of orange light and blue light around you. Orange light tells me that you're a very creative person. I believe that you're very much a natural channel. I believe that you have gifts of empathic ability as well as channeling. I also believe you're an artist person and a communicator. And I feel like over the next year here, you're going to be kind of expanding and opening doorways that are putting you on a path where it's very self-directed in the career area. As I said, you're very much a channel, and I feel like part of your mission is literally channeling, whether it's channeling artworks that you create or channeling messages that you give people. Both of them I feel will be part of your journey. Blue light is communicator light, so it's a really bright, royal, vibrant blue. It means that you're being empowered to speak words of wisdom and words of truth. And I think this is going to be a very big part of 2018 for you. So as we get into 2018, I want you to be open to, in a sense, kind of coming out of your shell and being seen. I feel like you're coming into a time where it's like Spirit's pushing you out to work with more people, to be seen, to get your message out. And I feel like, you know, the answer for you as you're going forward is to stop and let the channeling come through you. I feel like you've been doing this actually all your life, but what's happening is it's picking up an intensity, and it will manifest in the outer world in the sense of people being drawn to you, supporting your work, and moving you forward. And I think 2018 for you is a really big year in terms of your psychic ability increasing, your artistic ability increasing, and people getting the word out, wanting to work with you. It's funny, I'm seeing you also in front of a canvas here, or like a sketch pad. It looks like you got charcoal and you're sketching like an outline of faces, almost like spirit guides. So I think part of your channeling may involve actually receiving images of people's guides, being able to capture that and make it in a tangible form. Anyways, hope that gives you a little insight. You know, I would say definitely every day be working on meditating, be open to channeling, you know, be open to writing, all of that. So sit every day for just a few minutes, talk to the spirit people. In terms of your guides, I keep getting around you literally, it's a group of like 10 people. I feel like these are somehow type of ascended masters. I feel like they're part of the Great White Brotherhood. And when I say the White Brotherhood, this is not about racial stuff. It's not white people. It's white meaning the light. And so it's the White Brotherhood. I want you to research Count of Saint Germain and members of the Great White Brotherhood. I feel like you have a connection to them. Fletcher says that you have former life as a Rosicrucian, so you have a connection already to working with them on a soul level. So this is the time to open that channel, connect with the Great White Brotherhood, connect with the Ascended Masters, and you're going to rock it. Okay. Hope that helps. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Ray Moline. That's a pretty name. Hi, Ray Moline. Ray Moline writes, Dear Bob, hello. I would like to know, when is someone coming into my life? I have been alone for a while now, and I really don't do well on my own. I would really like to have someone to share time with. I'm a talker with no one to talk to. Thank you, Ray Moline. Hi, Ray Moline. Well, you know, hon, first of all, I have to tell you, when I step into your vibration, what's really nice is that you've got around you white light and you've got pink light. White light is the light of transition. This tells me that you're coming into a time now where there's an openness to receiving blessings. I have to be honest, I feel like when I go back over the last 2 years around you, to me it feels as if it's been turbulent, maybe some struggle, definitely some emotional pain there. And I feel like now you're coming into the clear. So on a soul level, you're really getting ready to receive new love into your life. And that pink light tells me that relationship is coming for you. In terms of time, I have to be honest, it's going to be a little longer. And I don't say this to sound cliche, but it's going to sound cliche. But it's really February where I see a new love coming for you. I know everybody's going to say, oh, gee, Bob, that's Valentine's. Yeah, it is, but actually in your case, it's how it times out, literally. And it's funny how that happens sometimes. But it looks like in the new year, January, February is where you start to receive people in your life. I'm getting a male here that I see connecting to you. Very nice looking, striking face. Looks like a sculpted very classical sort of, aquiline nose, very sharp jawline, cheekbones, very featured. Darker hair, kind of tall, medium build, not super thin, but not heavy. Tone, very toned person. That's the way I want to put it. I see this connection happening. It looks like it's online. Now, before you say, "Oh, Bob, I don't want to talk to strangers online," just hear me out. I really feel like this is where it's going to happen for you. I see you in a chat room. It may be on a dating site, but I'm seeing y'all send pictures back and forth, and it's just like there's an instant rapport. I keep getting a J around this name, so it could be Jason or Jonathan, something like this in terms of name. But I see, as I said, January, it looks like you start talking. In February, you're going to meet. And I think it's going forward. And what I'm seeing come out of this is what I would call a long-term, stable, committed, loving relationship. And you're ready for that now. So, I'm not saying don't go out with anybody till then, but I really feel like that's how it's going to happen. That's where it's going to be. But, be open to receiving it. And I want you to know that going forward, I don't see the struggle that you've had. And I think like this last 2 years for you, it's been like people coming into your life, they seem to have been disruptive or not focused, not committed. And I feel like you're out of that pattern now. So this guy is going to be very different. Remember, different is good, okay? At first you might say, well, he seems a little too nice or a little too perfect. That's because you've been getting used to people not being good. Don't ever let that be your standard. As a spiritual person, you're a high-level person, and you're going to draw somebody level to you. I would also like you to work with the gemstone rose quartz. Try to get that, maybe wear it as a pendant or a ring, or just keep it in your bag. That stone really helps heal the emotional self, and I still feel like you just need a little bit of work there, but you're really getting ready to be open to love again. And I do see this next year as a very strong time in relationship energy, okay? I hope that helps. Thank you for writing. Blessings to you. Hope you'll keep watching. All right. Our next letter is from Raquel Anderson. I love that name, Raquel. That's a beautiful name. And Raquel writes, says, "Dear Bob, thank you for all your efforts with your readings and teachings." Oh, thank you so much. That's sweet of you. I love doing it, This is my life's calling. See, a lot of people don't realize that I don't just have psychic as a job. Being a psychic is a calling. So I'm honored that you follow and that you're open to learning and seeing my perspective. And, I always tell people, you don't have to believe everything I say and teach, Take what you want. And if something doesn't resonate with you, just leave it behind, put it on the shelf. If you're meant to have that knowledge and teaching later, it'll make sense. That's how I am. But I'm honored that you watched. Thank you. Rahel writes, she says, "I'm feeling a bit like a fish out of water. I could really use some help now. What do I need to do? And do you have a message for me? I'm feeling a bit lost. Please, can you help me? Lots of love and blessings, Rahel." Oh, Rahel, I'm so sorry you're having a tough time, darling. Let me tell you, when I'm stepping into your vibration, I am getting dark blue light, similar to the person before you, Moline. She had dark blue light. You have it also. Dark blue light is that time in our lives when we get in that stuck position. It can indicate depression, and I do feel like you're struggling with a bit of depression. And I feel like around you, there's been disruption. There's been upheaval. As if people that you trusted are no longer trustworthy. As if things that you counted on, you can't count on. And I feel on some level, you're even perhaps feeling like you can't trust yourself. Now, let me tell you that dark blue light's not the only light around you, because I do see other lights here. And I'm getting yellow light and golden light that come in around you. Yellow light talks about the higher mind. This is the vision. This is reconnecting with your true knowledge, your true self. Each of us have a soul, a higher power within us. And I feel like right now you're feeling disconnected from that. And when you're disconnected from that, it's like everything it feels disconnected. But I see you reconnecting here. I want you to watch the month of November. This feels like the turning point for you, where it's like you're feeling alive again. You're feeling like you can trust your inner voice. One of the things that I want you to be very careful of right now is literally trying to, how do I say this? I don't want you to force issues. Like, if you want to be friends with somebody and you're just feeling like they're not really reciprocating, don't put yourself more in the effort of trying to make a friend. You have energy right now that's more solitary. And I'm not saying shut yourself off from everybody, but I'm saying is, until that energy reconnects, you probably will have a difficult time really building bonds. As we get into November, that shifts to where you're going to start to see things clearly. And it's as you're working through your higher self, you're drawing to yourself the right type of people, the right type of circumstances. I have to tell you, I feel there's going to be some job transition coming here also, November, December time frame. Don't let that scare you. I say that because you have a lot of golden light around you. Golden light means that there are people in positions of power that are favoring you. They're taking you under your wing. So I feel like at the end of this year, there's going to be an issue for a new job opportunity, either promotion or literally like a transfer to a whole new job. And I say watch the month of December. I feel like when we're into January, you're starting on a new path. Feels a lot more balance for you, a lot more freedom. I feel that one of your spiritual gifts also is that of communicator. That's one of your life themes. And I feel like you need to be in a work where you get to have more self-expression, because right now I'm just feeling like anytime you're creative or you're trying to be creative, it's like it gets stuck or shut down. And so I feel like you're not where you're supposed to be in terms of career. And I do want to say be open to growth, be open to change. And I even think there could be some education coming on this, like going back to school or advancing your knowledge in some field. Again, I think you're very strong in communications. I think you do very well in anything that is like, for example, media work or teaching work, or things like where you get to coordinate workshops, training people. You're really good with people, I feel, and you're good at communicating. So you want to focus on that, okay? So don't just say, well, I just got to stay in this job to pay the bills. No, you've got transition energy, and I really do see you being able to do that. But I want you to understand the timing. So it's like November, all that energy starts building. So November, December is what I call the power time, the power window for change for you, okay? I hope that helps a little bit. But I do see things improving for you, and the golden light does assure me that Spirit is protecting you. And as I said, people are coming into your life that are going to help you move forward and give you a more stable and solid future. And again, I think this is in the career area, so be open to growth there, okay? Also, I do want to tell you, you want to focus every day on trying to do a little bit of meditation. And I know probably right now till we get to November, it's going to be a little difficult. But if you can just sit for 5 minutes, just visualize beautiful streaming light coming into you, beautiful white light. And if you want, you can visualize it turning yellow or golden colored. This will attune it to your frequency and will help you move into that vibration. And I think that as you raise that vibration, it's very freeing and very healing for you. And I feel like emotionally, you've been feeling very isolated. And so this light also draws people to you, but not just anybody. It draws the right type of people. Sometimes people say, I'm lonely, I want to be with people, but sometimes that's not always the best. So you want to make sure that you raise your vibration, and when you're in that light, you call people to you. Say, Spirit, bring me a new beginning, bring me new friends, bring me a new job, bring me more money. Yes, you can pray for money. Nothing wrong with that. We're a material world. We have to have it. People say, well, I could pray for having a new car because I'm in a desperate spot. When I say also pray for the money to have it. Sometimes people say, Bob, I can't pray for money. Yes, you can. Nothing wrong with it, okay? So I want you to pray for all things you need, but you've got to raise that light, try to meditate and see it filling your body, and then call it to you. And I really see November as a transition time for you, okay? So hang in there. I know it seems like I wish I could say tomorrow, but November's only a few weeks away, and you're going to get there. All right, let me know how it goes, please. Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right. Our next letter is from Wicked Witch, West Coast Style. I love that. That's my friend Willow, I believe. Willow Sage. That's her Halloween moniker. I love it. Wicked Witch, West Coast Style. That's precious. I love it. She writes, she says, Dear Psychic Bob, when will there ever be peace with my children and the relationships heal? Much thanks and blessings, Willow Sage. Hi, Willow Sage. You know, this is a very painful, because when I step into your children's frequency, I keep getting a daughter and a son. I don't know if I got that right, but I'm picking up 2 around you. So hopefully this makes sense to you. But I'm getting 2, and I feel like what's happening is they have sat in judgment, and they have viewed you and their relationship through the lens of a younger year. And what I mean by that is sometimes when we're younger, like say they were like, 12, 13 years old, the way they perceive you and the way they perceive themselves is different than the way they might perceive themselves at 25. But what happens is, I feel like with, at least with your children, what's happened is that they had an energy exchange, for lack of a better word, with you, a dialogue or a perception that was created when they were younger. And I feel like rather than growing as people and seeing that, how that changes and evolves, how they've changed and evolved, how you've changed and evolved, when they connect back to you, they revert back to the 12-year-old vision. And that's where they're stuck. And this is what's creating the pain, because they're misinterpreting who you are and as you are. And they're seeing you in the light of somebody that you may never have actually been, and certainly aren't now. But they won't understand this, so you can't explain this to them. But to answer your question, will it ever heal? I do see healing. I have to tell you, I'm not seeing it till next year, though. But I feel like when we get into 2018, around the spring or early summer, I feel like there's kind of a peace made, a bridge that comes across. And I feel like this struggle it starts to heal. I would tell you, you cannot press this, because they're not ready yet to what I call transcend their vision. They're still stuck in an old vision that is really gone. It's illusion is what they're viewing and interpreting their reality through a lens that is no longer real nor present. And that's not to say or discredit how each of you felt at the time when there was this energy exchange. But even that changes and evolves. And one of the things I want you to do to help them is, when you talk to them, try to reach out to them and just say, I've been thinking here how many years ago it's been since we've really sat down and had a good talk. You want to kind of give them a sense that time has passed. Because when people start to perceive the passage of time, it brings into their focus the reality of, we're no longer at that time. We're in a different time. It, in a sense, wakes them up. This is something that I use sometimes with people who have past life trauma. I had a family one time bring a little boy to me. He was 4 years old. And he was having a whole bunch of night terrors. This is a long story, so I'll make it brief. But basically, as part of the session with him, I had the boy tell me his story. And it was very interesting, because he had the perception that he was 20 years old, and that he was in World War II. Now, this was a kid of 4 years old, okay, 4 or 5 at the most. And when I was talking to him, I said, I want you to look at your hands and look at your feet. So he does this, look at his hands, look at his feet, and he said, I said, is that the hands and the feet of a 20-year-old military person? He's like, no. Like, he realized that he was in a 4-year-old body. And I said to him, I said, that life that you're in is gone. It's an illusion now. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but it's no longer the present reality. You're now back on earth. You're reborn, and you're starting life new in a new body and a new life, and you're 4 years old. And you know what the little kid did? He says, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. And it like literally broke the connection with that haunting of the former life. And it's a long story, which I'll have to tell you another time. But basically, his family had taken him to every psychiatrist, every doctor. He was having these horrible night terrors. Nobody could fix it. And the family came to me, a last-ditch effort. They didn't even believe in psychics. And before they even opened their mouth, I said, your son has lived and died during World War II. And their jaws dropped. They're like, ugh. And I said, does this make sense? They said, yes, that's what we come about. He's having these terrors and screaming all night long that he's dying on a ship. I said, well, it's true. He died on it by a kamikaze pilot during World War II. So anyways, I talked to the kid. I brought him in. I said, what's your situation? And he looks at me. He says, I can't stand the Japs. I mean, this is what he said, is I'm not being racist here. And the parents were mortified. And I said, well, tell me about that. He said, well, they killed my whole, ship. They destroyed everything. And he had forgotten that he had died in that. And he was still living in his 20-year-old self. He was aboard this Navy ship. So once we got him to realize that he had transcended, that time had passed, it awoke him to this current life, and he left that. And the doctors called me, and they said, we've seen this kid. He's so different. What did you do? And I said, well, doctor, I healed him of post-traumatic stress syndrome. The doctor said, that's not possible. He doesn't have any post-traumatic stress. He's too young and nothing's happened in his life. I said, no, you're right. I said, not from this life, but from the previous life. And the doctor goes, what? I said, yeah, he had post-life trauma from his past life. And he was like, well, I don't know about that. But you see, the truth is that when we awaken to the passing of time, it puts things in the right perspective. And so with your children, I know that's a long story, but it's important. With your children, I want you to awaken them to the passage of time. We can talk more about that, but I hope that gives you a little insight. I do see healing. I think it will be in 2018 that the bridge will start to mend. And I think you'll start to see some open communication. So take it slow. Be patient, and you're going to be okay. And I see improvement there. Thanks for writing. Hope that helps. Oh my gosh, we're running a little late, guys, but I'm going to get in one more letter for you guys, okay? All right, our next letter is from Jessie Miller. And Jessie writes this, hi, Psychic Bob. My name is Jessie. My father just passed away on April 25th. Of this year, and I really wanted to know if he has any messages for me. Thank you so much for your time, Jessie. Hi, Jessie. I'm really sorry about your dad. I lost my father almost 2 years ago, so I know what that's like, and my heart goes out to you, okay? Let me see if Fletcher can help me. Fletcher, can you bring him through for me? Okay, hold on. We're going to get him over here. Give me just a minute. Okay, Fletcher said he's here. Hold on. I'm hearing a voice trying to talk to me. I was having trouble hearing him. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm hearing somebody say, I'm here, I'm here. Let them know I'm here. He's saying something. It sounds like he's saying, I'm really sorry that I left. I didn't mean to go as suddenly as I did. I get the sense that he was not necessarily expecting his death when it came. But he has a sense here of like, wow, I just went. Very strong sense of, almost like he blinked his eyes and he was in the spirit world. But he says today he's here and he says, please tell him I love him. He wants you to know he loves you. He's doing really well. I get a lot of light around him. This tells me that he has crossed over into the light. And it's interesting because he's holding in his hand, it looks like some envelopes. I don't know if right before he passed he had letters that he had written to you. But I'm getting literally like he's handing me a letter here. And I feel like he's been trying to reach over and communicate even before his passing. But he keeps telling me, he said that he made it over. He says, I got over, and he said, I didn't quite expect to be here. He says today, he says, I don't know if I really understood all of this. I get the sense that when he was alive, he did not really follow the spirit world or know a lot about it. Wasn't necessarily antagonistic to it, but it's like he was surprised at how easy it was. And he said, I got over real quickly. So he wants you to know he's fine. He says to tell you, he says, I'm visiting them in their sleep. So he's coming to you at nighttime. I want you to listen. He's going to speak to you in your dreams. And there's something about Thanksgiving dinner. I get the sense he wants a plate set for him. So this holiday, you might want to make a plate and say, Dad, this is for you. You know, put on his foods, his favorite foods. I don't know if he likes turkey. He doesn't say me. He just says, I like food. So puts out some food for him. Invite him to be at the table. He'll be there with you. But he looks really well. I get the sense that there was some, how do I say this, like organ failure in the body. I don't know if he had been sick. He doesn't indicate to me that he had been necessarily feeling sick, but I feel like he may have had an incident where he had to go into the hospital or was thinking about going to the hospital, but then he just went. So it seems as if he had some issues here. I get some blood flow issues in the chest. I don't know if it's a blood clot or heart attack, something like this, but I'm getting heaviness in the chest, weakness. He's not having that now. He's just showing that to me as a point of reference, but he's in the light and he looks fine, okay? But I want you to watch. He's going to be with you at Thanksgiving. So you invite him, make a plate for him, and say, Dad, we'd love you to be with us, and he'll be there, okay? And he's talking to you at night. Thank you. He said he has to step back. They're calling. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Fletcher. Anyways, he's in the light. I'm so sorry for your loss, but you know, those who we love and lose never really leave us. And he's with you. Just talk to him every day like you talk to anybody. And he'll be there. You know, people in spirit, you know, a lot of times people die and we think, oh, they're gone. Yeah, they're over there, but they're really not so far away. The spirit world, as my guides have told me, is close as a whisper. And so we can talk between the worlds. They talk to us, we talk to them. Yeah, I know it's not the same as sitting down in person and having a, you know, cup of tea, but it is a way to connect, and they will hear us, and we can ultimately hear them if we just listen. Okay. I'm sending you my blessings. He's in the light, I can tell you that. Hope this helps a little bit. Blessings to you. All right. Well, guys, listen, that's all the time Psychic Bob has for letters today. You guys are the best. Listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow's Wednesday. That means Wicked Wednesday. So we're going to have something mystical and magical. Make sure to be here, okay? You guys are the best. I love you. Sending you my blessings. Listen, help me out. Like this video. Favorite it. Share it around the internet. Share with your friends. Tell people to come join Spirit Channel. We'd love to build this channel and have more here. You guys are best. I love you. We'll see you here tomorrow. And until then, may you always blessed be.